Good morning, YouTube and Facebook friends and all that may be checking this out to kind of see what's going on. Okay, and try to make it short. From what I can tell, back in February, code enforcement had complained. They sent letters, certified letters. They sent them to the wrong zip code, so I never received them. They were also talking, they also sent letters to my neighbor over there. I knew about his letters. And we had COVID going on, and I actually was doing some work and had cleaned up some areas. So some of the stuff that I think was complained about, I was actually working on in March and April and May with my health. Not having a colon, I don't regulate heat in the winter time, which isn't as big a deal, but in the summertime I dehydrate really bad. So it seems that the spring is like my best time to get stuff done. So in August of last year, like the 24th or 27th, I received a call from a constable, and he said he had like arrest warrants or something, bench warrants or something, and I met with him, filled out paperwork and signed something saying that I would come to court, which I'm thinking was probably gonna come back later to haunt me, but I didn't know. There's a lot going on. It's gonna jump around. I'm trying to keep it organized. I met with code enforcement lady and got kind of an idea, and there was some things that I agreed needed to be taken care of. Been here 11 years and we've lost a kid, and I've lost everything. I lost everything before losing a kid, and it's not hard to catch yourself hoarding. So I had on my own before all that decided I was going to be getting rid of some stuff, so been working on it. It's a lot. 11 years, well 10 years at that point, but now we're at 11 plus years. Well, actually I think we moved here in beginning of 9, so we're at like 12 and a half years. They are currently cutting tree limbs across the front, so this is kind of a mess. There were some pictures taken in the last 3 days. There was court yesterday, and the only thing that's changed since the pictures were taken is I cut the grass. Trying to work on that. I've got a doctor's appointment at 10 o'clock. This year I worked on installing this gate and these 2 wings. They're not done. This is some dirt that I moved up here that I'm gonna put that tire there and decorate this. But needing to try to clean up stuff and trying to kind of stage areas so that I could work on them. And I'm guessing that a picture was taken of this. I really didn't get a chance yesterday. There were 3 pictures, and the prosecuting attorney, I tried kind of looking at them, and I was really just kind of deer in the headlights. I could not believe what they were saying to me, what they were threatening me with. A year in jail. It was either plead guilty or trial, and either way was looking at a year in jail. So the 3 pictures that I thinking were taken were of the front, because I'm guessing she didn't pull down in the driveway. I really don't know. And then possibly one taken down this driveway. So kind of wanted y'all to see. Again, the only thing that's really changed in the last 2 days, 3 days was the grass. I'm cutting the grass, or I was working on the grass. I got a doctor's appointment in an hour, so about all I can do. This summer, over the summer, starting late spring, I had a chance to get some of these this slag, and because I have so much water coming down here, I put this slag around here, and you see I'm trying to build up these beds. I've got a big wash spot right here. The plan is to put some of this little crushed rock there to kind of filter the water, because as you see, it goes down and it just gets faster and faster, and it's tearing all that up. So I've got some stuff staged up here that I want to work on, and there's so many things to work on, and it's hard to get one finished. So I was trying to get some started. Also, with the water coming down, I'm working on these beds. The landscape, these pavers, they were stacked up, and I moved a bunch of them up here when I had somebody that was kind of helping me, so that we could build these beds. This one's just about built. I had a little issue caving in. I'm trying to get some roofing under it so that it's easier to weed eat. And you know, I got to weed eat, I got to do all that, and trying to stay ahead, get some of the other projects worked on. It's a lot. It's 3 acres. These buckets have been here a week or so, a lot of rain, and there's some of this slag, and I was going to use them because this spot caved in right here because it's downhill. So I was going to kind of build this up, and just, you know, time's getting away from me, and I'm thinking that pictures were taken of this. Like I said, I didn't really get to see good pictures. So anyway, kind of wanted y'all to see what I'm dealing with, what I've got. You know, there's going to be another bed planned right here, and I want to get some roofing put under this. I put some plastic under it, but it really didn't work. So if I can put roofing down, and well, here, this is where it sticks out about 6 inches, then, you know, as time goes, the grass will kind of grow up to it. You really won't see it. And, you know, I think I got more landscape pavers I'm going to put further out. But that's to keep the grass from growing through, so that I don't have the problem that I'm having right here, where it's easier to maintain, because this is 3 acres, and you know, with a little 42-inch riding mower that keeps breaking down on me, I'm struggling. So they're in the process of cutting trees, and this is the third. Every 5 years they do it, and in 11, 16, and now 21, they brought mulch over, and we've used it for flower beds. They're going to come in and level it off, and it'll rot, and it gives me really good topsoil. This is a lot of clay right in here. I've got a big wash spot running down there, so, you know, using the mulch, and they're coming today to level out. I called them and said, look, you know, we're gonna have to keep it leveled out. I'm guessing it's a problem that the mulch is there, and I've got more stone or slag staged there for the back side of this. And also, this is a wash area, so I want to put the slag there to kind of ripple the water. All of these bricks here are to slow the water down as it goes through, and those will actually, once I get all the time to get this finished up, they will be going on the back side of this, because that slag, yeah, that slag right there is for where I'm standing, to just kind of slow the water down, filter the dirt as it comes running down this hill, because the ditch really doesn't work back over on this other side. I'm trying to get, you know, dirt. I forgot a sign, and I put it up for a little while, and that's the next place we were going to let them put mulch, was pile it up there, because as you can see, this ditch doesn't really work real well. So water just runs down in there, and ideally I'd like to get this built up, but it's gonna have to be free dirt. I don't have the money. I mean, we figured that there's room for between 30 and 70 loads of dirt, depending on how we mound it up, and then that would allow this ditch to work properly across there. I've signed paperwork with the county, letting them dump dirt here to build this up. They haven't had it. But I built this gate to my spot is low here, and my backyard, I really can't access it and get to stuff. So I've had to build kind of tall fences. And of course I'm walking towards the sun. And so I put this gate and fence across the front because, you know, I want to keep it nice looking. In the pictures, the 3 pictures I saw yesterday, what little I could see of them, because the prosecuting attorney kind of turned them. I was trying to look at them and he kind of turned them away from me, and like I said, I was just kind of in shock. But this is the trucks, when they were turning to back up in the mulch, they were tearing up. I got a little bitty concrete curb right there, and they were tearing that up. So I laid the plywood over it, and so that they wouldn't tear it up. And as soon as they get done delivering all this mulch, and as soon as I got done with that, this was going to come up. But you see, I'm filling up the beds, and I cleaned this up. It was pretty wild, and got the landscape bricks over there, and this is, you know, this is leaf. This is tree trimming stuff, so it breaks down really quick. You got to pile it up real high and then let it break down. This was a foot higher 32 weeks ago, and because of the way I designed it. All right, phone was ringing. Turn it off. Because the way I designed it or started it, it's drooping. So I changed it to this plan to where the bricks kind of tie in. These are pavers. I found 40 pallets of these and was allowed giving them. So I went and got them. And they're stacked up. We're going to see them in a minute. Then I built this fence right here because on the other side of it, and you can kind of see them through that door right there, is bees. I got honeybees. And when we're figuring, I've had a lot of trouble with them dying, and when they spray, it kills them. So that's what we're figuring, at least. So hoping that this helps. And this kind of hides, because the way my property is, I can't put my chicken coop in the backyard. They cut, and I can't really angle up because of the sun, but they came in and they cut the trees where these power lines are, and they have not gotten back down in here to remove these limbs. This was last week. This is Friday, so I think it was Thursday or Friday of last week. And then it's been a really nice raining summer. I mean, July. This is July 20 something or other, 21st, 22nd, I don't know, 23rd. Still kind of in shock from what happened yesterday. I'll show you this over here. All right, this is my neighbor's property, and this is fence that I put up. And he loves his fence. There's some more planned to it. I'm gonna put some metal across here and decorate, clean it up, but just trying to get the bulk of it, trying to keep these people happy. And you know, I'm not working fast enough for them, and you know, now they're threatening me with a year in jail. And you know, I'm trying to get this stuff done. I'm working on it. You know, people tell me that, you know, I spent what little bit of money I had paying somebody to help me, and that's all gone. So, and I've had a couple groups, I guess, offer to help, and then they didn't show up. But before this fence was put up, there's the bee yard, and I know the sun's messing it up, and the chicken coop. And then I've got this travel trailer. It's a neat old travel trailer, and you know, you could see it from the road, so that was the purpose of the fence. The bags of the black bags, that's pine straw that I went and got Thanksgiving, and it was going to be used for these beds, and then all of a sudden I got all this mulch. So those just need to be opened up and spread out. Last year, right around February, there was a really big pile of metal right here, and it just didn't look good. And I had already moved it, you know, of my own without code enforcement. Originally, we had just the chicken coop over there in this travel trailer, but I had to stand this fence up right here because we had a fox. We've got foxes. We had foxes, and they were taking chickens out. So we've put this up, and we've got this little contained. And I think once I get the black garbage bags picked up, and then this is cedar fencing, and you know, to build my fences, I'm having to go get that, and it takes time. You got to go get that, pick that up, bring that over here, and then I got to go through it and clean it and de-nail it. And you know, this was where I was parking trailers, but you know, I'm trying to get it cleaned. You know, the plan is to get all this stuff moved. I sold a van that was down here. Okay, here's landscape blocks, and oops, I'm gonna spin you back around, sorry. Big old stack of landscape blocks back there. That a lot of those I took up front. Brick pavers that I'm using as landscape. We have a tree dying on us, and the guys doing the tree cutting brought their what they call giraffe in, and he cut a bunch of the limbs because the center of it's died. And I'm okay with it being there and having owls and woodpeckers and stuff in it, but it fell, some of the big limbs fell last year and knocked a fence down that I had right here. So that was a complaint. And I was trying to get my lumber from my fence moved over here so that I could get this fence built, and yes, hide it behind the fence, trying to neaten it up. And I'm gonna take you down in this area over here, and it needs work. And I have been working, this is the thing about it, I have been working on this. And I finally got a written copy of the complaint, and it mentions the stacks of material, which are, you know, this was here, and this big stack was here, right here. And then I've moved some of that right here because I'm trying to get it moved over and kind of staged so that once I get my fence up, you really can't see it, because I've got like 2,000 linear feet of fence that I'd like to get built. And so I'm trying to get this material stacked, and the complaint, a written complaint, mentioned these stacks of material, but the lady, code enforcement, she told me, and I didn't record it, and I wished I had, she told me that they were okay, they didn't bother her. And you know, there's a lot that's gone, it's already been cleaned up. This is where I had the slag delivered. There's more of it, and I'm trying to haul it up to the different spots so that I can use it. You know, it's a long process. So here's metal roofing that I've got sitting over here on this side, and you really can't see it. I don't know that it was complained about. And then this is the area that really bothers me the most. And I have pulled already, 4 or 5 trailer loads. I'm recycling the metal, and I hadn't stopped. I'm still working on it. Fortunately or unfortunately, the place that I recycle is right by one of my doctors that I go to every 2 weeks. So I'm trying to take it. But I was also working on building a fence across here, and this is what got knocked down. So I had to redo it. And I'm having to use recycled material for the most part. So my 4x4s, I'm taking 6-foot 4x4s and cutting them on an angle and tarring them and screwing them together. Under this tarp is concrete that I got a really good deal on that is for the post, and that bag was already messed up when I put it there. I'm trying to find somebody that does air conditioning that I can give this stuff to, because I don't have a license. I can't recycle it. And I've got things that I don't want to get rid of. There's expanded metal down there. There's some signage that I'd like to hang on my fence once I get my fence up. And this was full all through here, and that's been cleaned up. Well, and I'm trying to get it down and piled up. And then I get to this area down here, and this shelving unit I want to put across here so that I can put this metal that I want to keep, because I want to learn how to weld. One of the things I want to do is weld. And I've got some of this metal is good stock for welding. So the plan was to put a fence up here and have this area and finish this shelving off all the way across here and put this metal up on it, because that iron right there, can use it. This was a big storage building that was next door that we brought over here, and I was going to use that as blocking for my fence. But when we first moved here 12 years ago, and I was really, really sick. I mean, I didn't know I was as sick as I was at the time. And I've got about 10 minutes left. We unloaded some stuff, and it wasn't stacked properly, and a bunch of this rotted. This was a gigantic pile. I mean, it went all the way over to this trailer. And then there was a van sitting here. I've sold the van. The van is gone. And I've gone through this lumber, and I found a lot of good lumber. So there's treated material, and it's 2x6 and 2x8. And it's like, if I use it for this fence, that's good. Price of lumber, we considered selling it. Now it's starting to come down again. Not all of it's treated. Like in the center, there's some stuff that's not treated. But I've gone through it. It's stacked neat, keeping it covered. If I can get this fence finished, and like these black 2x over there, they're older, and when you try to use older material, you need to waterproof it, because it's already starting to decay, and I'm trying to make it last longer. So, it's just a gigantic process to doing all this, and I'm working really hard at it, but I got no credit for it. And yes, it's taken me, I've been working on this 4 or 5 months now. If you figure that I wasn't really able to do anything in November, December, January, started back on it kind of serious in February, March, April, May, and I got real lucky this year. June and July hasn't been super hot, but you saw the Christmas lights. I've got lighting, and I come out here at night because in the daytime I dehydrate so quickly. I don't have a colon, so that's what regulates that's what pulls fluids out of your body. So that's what keeps you hydrated. So I have to be real careful in the summertime. So I had some really easy weather with it being at night, and it was a lot cooler, so I was getting a lot done. But like this week, I had doctor's appointments, a court date at 9 and 10 o'clock almost every day, 4 out of the 5 days. So trying to work it overnight and then staying up long enough to go to the doctor, so it was a little bit complicated. made things complicated. You know, I'm trying not to use these as excuses. It's just what I'm dealing with. And I had a little collapse with the rain and there's a lot of water. This all comes flooding down here. And I had that all nice and stacked up neat and then, or set up neat, and it's collapsed like within the last week. So that's something else I need to get straightened back up and finish getting all that tarred. I got one side of it tarred and, you know, other projects. Got all this cleaned up, moved some stuff, and I've got some stuff I want to get rid of, and I've got some stuff that needs to go in the back. But when we moved here, I was in a 2,000 square foot shop, and I put an 18-wheeler here, and then I got real sick, and people came over and unloaded it, so the shop is just full. I finally got in that area. That was one of the things we did. We got that spot cleaned out, and I'm pulling, those are counters, and I put them on Facebook, and they're not selling, so they're going to be trashed and burnt, and that gives me a place to move all of this, which then I can put it in there and kind of hide it, I guess, so it doesn't look so unsightly. Because I agree, it looks unsightly. I'm working on it. This was kind of a staging area for that stuff over there. We were putting it here, and we had a big old pile of what's called short iron. And I loaded up the short iron and took it. But like these radiators, if you want to make any dollars off of them, you got to take the time to cut the stuff off of them. So, and these are plastic totes that, you know, I'm using to sort and use those. So, yeah, I am working on this, and yesterday they were just like, you know, you're not doing anything, and I am. This is treated fencing, and it's probably gonna get trashed, just because it's not holding up. I mean, it's stacked good, but I'm trying to use just the cedar. But if the fence is up, you can't see it. And there's my big tree, and it's dying and cutting out. So this is what I'm dealing with. And, you know, I've got people that just, I'm working on it. I mean, 4, 5, 6 nights a week I'm out here, you know, because I have like 1.5 feet of small intestine. I stay hungry all the time. So, and I get really tired, and then I've lost 30 pounds just in the last 2 months, 3 months, trying to deal with all this because of the, you know, just the push, because I know they want it done. I get it, and I'm really, really working on it. But it's not, for me being one person, and I tried paying some help, and it's just, there's no money. I don't have it. And then the people that I tried paying, they just didn't work out. One of them's worked out great, but I don't have any more money to pay him. So I'm having to do it by myself, and I don't have a tractor. But that's, my neighbor's gonna loan me his tractor, and they've given me, I got 2 months before the 23rd of September, and there's trial then, and I hopefully will, you know, get far enough that these people will be happy. You know, you live in the county, you don't have an HOA, so, you know, you think you ought to be able to kind of do on your property, given, you know, I mean, look, you cannot see much of the road from my house. That's the other thing. I'm trying to keep it to where you can't see it, because I'm trying to be respectful of everybody else. And I know that people don't want to see all my junk. I get it. And I'm trying to get rid of it. Some of it has no value and it needs to go to the dump. And I took a big load to the dump. So this is kind of where I'm at. This is what I'm dealing with. Appreciate y'all looking and checking it out. I attempted a raised garden last year, and I didn't have time to mess with it this year. I chose to work on this other stuff, taking care of my chickens, and I'm looking for a duck. We need another duck. We only got one little duck. I'm gonna walk back here because I got like another minute, a couple minutes recording time. My phone's just full. I'm trying to get video off of it. But, oh, they're in the coop. Oh, let's go. Let's go let them out. Oh, y'all gonna love this. This is a blast. This is a blast. Hey, guys. Hey. Hey. And then I got plenty of that stuff I'm trying to do out here, too. There's just so much. All right, watch this. Y'all check this out. Meow. And look at them. Look at them. In my little duck pond. And then let's get some feed out for everybody. Let's get some feed out. Come on, let's go feed the chick. Look at them. They're like, yay, we know we got food. Food. You hear that? We think this is a girl duck. Pretty sure it's girl duck. In fact, I know it's girl because I've gotten the eggs off of it. Watch this. We just rain food down on them. They don't care. Look at them. Yummy. Yummy for the tummy. Look at them. Here they come running. We got 34, 4 or 5 roos and the duck, but 34 feathered creatures out here. 34 feathered creatures. I want to spend a day, fixing this up and getting this area cleaned up. There's so much work, and I'm working so dadgum hard. And to get to court yesterday and have them just, tell me you're not doing anything, and it just, you got a guy that's in a wheelchair, and he's like, I don't want to hear your health issue problems, and I'm shortening it what he said, but I'm not gonna judge him. He's in a wheelchair. He's prosecuting attorneys. I don't know what he does in the afternoon. I know he's in an air-conditioned building, and I guarantee you that's a whole lot easier than being out here in the heat when you don't have a colon. Now, I wouldn't trade places with him. I wouldn't want to be stuck in a wheelchair. So the last thing I'm gonna do is judge the dude. Anyway, I'm out of space. I'm gonna load this up. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the prayers and support and the views and all that good stuff. Hippie out.